Alex here with a high conflict child custody video on prenuptial agreements. There is a video already done on this. Let me check really quick. It looks like I did it in 2018, but my opinion has changed. And I also think that this is a video that benefits more from being shorter rather than having a ton of detail in it. And the reason why is a prenuptial agreement, for the most part, is a contract, and the general principles of unconscionability are going to be what people are going to really want to look at, because that is how a contract is voided in the general sense. And there are also definitely states that have very specific statutory language that will create additional ways for prenuptial agreements to get discarded. So the reason I think it's good for this to be a short video is because if you're going to actually get into a prenuptial agreement, you're not going to want to fall into the pitfalls of the agreement being discarded, which means you're going to want to find an attorney legal channel from your state. You just are. Look around on YouTube for an attorney who has a legal channel in your state, and then something on there is probably done on prenuptial agreements, and they should hopefully have the specifics. Also, of course, if you can afford an attorney, you can hire an attorney and they can tell you all about it. The other thing that I was going to update my viewers on with regards to this video is, and I don't even know if I mentioned my opinion in the old video, but my opinion on this is now I'm actually in favor of them. And the reason that I might not have been before was because marriages should be based on trust. And if you trust your ex, then you shouldn't be planning to divorce. That was just my opinion before. The thing that I ended up realizing is everybody is agreeing to a prenuptial. You just don't know it. If you prepare your own in writing and sign it, then you're in control of the terms and you're aware of how it works. If you don't do that, you still are being subjected to one. It's just you don't know what the terms are because you're not the one that's deciding them. The legislature is deciding the terms for you. The justices of your Supreme Court, when they publish opinions, are deciding the terms for you. If there's any administrative code, it's being decided for you. Court rules promulgated by the judges. You actually are, everybody on this channel, if you're married, you are in a prenuptial agreement. You just have no idea how it works. It's convoluted. It can change over time, etc., etc., unless you prepared your own. Even for the people who have prepared their own, there's probably limits as to how far a written prenuptial agreement will go, because the law won't necessarily give people absolute control over that type of thing. But it just took me coming to the realization that you just can't escape it. What's going to happen after a split is decided in writing. It's just a question of whether you decide it for yourself or you let these elected people decide it for you. It's a really harsh reality. It's a really ugly reality, but there's no escaping it. So if there is a way to simplify it and not have to worry about a convoluted legal system, now I'm of the opinion that you may as well just do it. If I would have seen it that way before, I may have actually done that, but I didn't. I don't have any issues at all with my marriage. The only thing that I want to say is it's just the reality of the system that these things are decided in writing by either the people who are getting married or other people who are elected, and it's just going to happen. It's just normal. It's something that I wish would be more normalized. It would be kind of interesting to see if in the future they created a snapshot of these types of agreements for people who really didn't want to get into any particulars because they trusted their spouse, because at least that way your understanding is frozen in time at the time of marriage. I'm not sure that there are also some people who are afraid of, hey, you shouldn't be afraid of your ex taking half your stuff because it's half their stuff too. There's no reason that an agreement can't say exactly that. That's the other thing, is a lot of people probably don't realize you don't have to make an agreement so that a rich person gets to keep everything and the other person gets nothing. There's no rule that says that. There's I imagine it's probably unusual for attorneys to see people wanting to prepare a prenuptial that's already consistent with the law, because probably those people just don't do anything and just get married without consulting them. But my understanding is you can set it up in the way that people imagine, which is between a really rich person and a person who's not, or you can set it up so that it's equal. And at least then you know how it works because you agreed to it. So yeah, I don't want this to come off as a video that's like jaded or dark or negative, where, a person who's making lots of money needs to protect their money from somebody they're marrying. There's no rule anywhere that says prenuptials have to be written in that fashion anyway. So yeah, it's a really kind of, I don't know if I want to say it's a sad conclusion to come to, because I guess it's just a reality of the world, is that we have laws and you can't escape them. But that's really where I'm at the end. Hopefully I did enough to sort of counteract that perception, because that's not what I'm trying to put forth. And I just hope that if people disagree, find out why you disagree, like what are the concerns or fears that you have, and just realize whatever fears and concerns you have are the same types of things that can go into that document. It doesn't have to be left out. So, postnuptials, I guess that's a thing too. I mean, the same laws or different laws may regulate how postnuptials work. Basically, it's an agreement that you put together after you get married. If you have any questions on like duress, I think I have a video on duress. If you have any questions on contract unconscionability, I have videos on that too. And then, of course, if you have any questions on the specific statutes that control how prenups work in your jurisdiction, strongly recommend that you search YouTube or meet with an attorney who's going to be aware of that kind of stuff. So yeah, definitely post any questions or comments you have down in the video. And again, you can always email me at admin@theproperperson.com.